for ATA,
ATA, alright? Bro.
Vontae, man.
ATA big dog.
They said we got about Est Gee crew bust for running massive drug operation, man.
You're a big guy.
Est Gee. Hey, he got a lot of fans. I ain't gonna count to him.
Sure.
Cause his shit when we be posted video, that shit be going on.
Like cool guy. They be holding it back.
They be blocking our shit, bro. That's what it is, bro.
Y'all tell you to stop blocking our ears.
I'm telling you, bro. Blocking.
Hey, we can't regulate.
Who the fuck you signed?
CMG, bro.
CMG? Oh yeah, you did say that.
CMG signed to Atlanta.
I think they blocked Blake. No, they.
I want to say CMG Atlantic or goddamn somebody, bro.
CMG by they damn somebody.
They signed to a big label type.
Yeah, if anything, they found that shit was supposed to R.
Come on.
Is one of the hottest rappers coming out of Louisville. Est Gee is one of the hottest rappers coming out of Louisville, Kentucky. But while he was blowing up,
that nigga ass from Kentucky, you told him from St. Louis.
Somebody said that come here, I didn't see that nigga.
Yeah, I told you.
It's gonna be your top 5 rapper. Why you telling me what he's from St. Louis?
That man don't even know his.
Y'all nigga like he been said this shit. Go fuck. Nigga been said this shit. Must go bring from St. Louis. I mean from Kentucky.
You might stop saying
I'm a boy. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't no
Est Gee is one of the hottest rappers coming out of Louisville, Kentucky. But while he was blowing up in the rap game, his crew was allegedly running a drug trafficking ring, distributing meth, coke, and heroin. Let's take a closer look at what went down. Back in September, Est Gee's manager, Eric Mosley, was arrested by the FBI after they raided his hotel room on an outstanding warrant. When they searched the room, they found a kilo of cocaine, $100,000 cash, an AK-style pistol, and a stolen handgun. Mosley was arrested.
You smoking that shit.
Where the fuck he got all that shit in there?
That's why baby said him smoke and then like in 3-5.
Man,
We talking about the crack and shit.
Oh yeah, nah, he was selling that shit.
Nah,
You
hell.
smoking that shit.
They be doing that shit
I
too.
don't know, bro.
They be doing that shit too, man.
They didn't know, bro. That's the only thing you had in there, bro.
Fine, you know.
Crack.
They ain't say you had no weed.
But they charged you with intention to distribute.
Cause he had cash. He had cash.
That nigga had really odd one. That nigga be telling everything. But nigga be snitching on themselves, so you can't just say that.
It's on the record.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga be snitching on
Now, some
themselves.
of these niggas be dropping shit for the police.
I'm telling you, bro. Some of these niggas they be snitching on themselves.
In charge of possession with intent to distribute a controlled substance, possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime, and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. He's facing a minimum of 10 years up to a max of life in prison if convicted. Mosley and Est Gee are both members of Everybody Shine Together LLC, a business entity they set up to form a music collective, EST. But the arrest ain't stopping Mosley. The FBI recently announced they was arresting 9 more people affiliated with the EST collective in the operation they called Project Safe Neighborhoods. During the arrest, police allegedly seized coke, guns, a stolen car, and $160K in cash. Est Gee wasn't arrested or believed to be involved, but his manager, Eric Mosley, was named in the indictment, and so was another one of his business partners, Rico Mosley. The men arrested are being charged with the distribution of controlled substances, including heroin, cocaine, fentanyl, and methamphetamine, among other charges. Police think the EST crew was running a large drug empire that also caused a wave of violence in Louisville. Police pointed out that Eric Mosley and other members of the EST collective was responsible.
Them no phone address, bro. No phone house, bro.
I hope not.
Hey, that short bullshit.
That shit crazy. If that's they shit, that shit crazy.
Yeah, that'd be
It's wild though.
I mean, 103. I'm pulling up that.
In Louisville. Police pointed out that Eric Mosley and other members of the EST collective was responsible for bailing out a man named Kevon Lawless, who was accused of killing 2 people. This included a 21-year-old and a 3-year-old child who were victims of a drive-by shooting last year. Lawless was charged with murder last October, and his bond was originally set at $1 million. But the judge reduced it to $300,000, and Lawless got released on house arrest in July 2021. The checks used to bail out Lawless were under the name Everybody Shine Together Entertainment. Est Gee even rapped about Lawless, who also goes by Love.
I never knew what Est Gee stand for.
Man, EST, nigga.
EST, yeah, EST. I never knew what that shit stand for.
But I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I never knew what that shit stand
You know
for.
something?
I found out what
Hey, that ain't getting all over. Rico.
that's Rico, bro. That's all it could be like.
But they gonna use that shit against him.
But nah, they had brother name on it. The brothers.
But it's still the EST LLC. I'm EST LLC. Who the bigger name? Alright, then.
If he was to go to jail, they gonna hit that Rico. Put shit, show. I fuck with y'all. You gonna put my business. Man, boy, I was like, y'all niggas got shit right here. Y'all niggas out.
But that look like he'll kill somebody.
Baby, though, bro.
I'm telling you.
He look like he'll give a fuck.
3-0, bro.
Lil Kata on the track Skydweller, where he says, they want 1 mil for Lil Kata. No, I'm coming to get you, baby. No, my heart might get me killed, but it got me here, so risk I'm taking. So even though G was not a part of the indictment, it's clear that he's very close with a lot of the people involved, including 2 of his main business partners. Est Gee's music career is heating up, attracting major industry rappers like Jack Harlow and Lil Baby. But the rapper ain't have an easy come up. He grew up in the Newburgh neighborhood of Louisville. His pops was in the streets, so he and his siblings was raised by his mom. Growing up in a hood around a lot of crime and violence, G said he tried being a good kid and focused on sports. But the older he got, the harder it became to resist the temptations of the streets. He attended St. Xavier High School and was ranked as one of the best linebackers in the state of Kentucky. He also played basketball and track, but was best known for playing football. He got a scholarship to Indiana State University, where he majored in communications. He redshirted his first season there and then played in 6 games in the 2013 season. Then he transferred to Sacramento City College and played his sophomore season there, where he led the team with 84 tackles. After a successful season at a junior college, G transferred to another Division I school at SFA in Houston. He was a star player and played in 22 games there. Now, even though he was on his way to potentially playing in the NFL one day, he was still a broke college student and had to do what he had to do to pay the bills. So he started hustling on the side to support himself. He was living in between.
At least that nigga tried. You can't even. At least he tried. At least he did.
He wasn't even thinking about it. He tried.
You know what I'm saying? At least he tried.
Shit, that's all you money, bro. That street shit just tempting, bro.
That's all you do. At
And
least he
college, bro, you gotta
tried.
understand, but they keep their whole fucking, they keep their whole family. You know what I mean? They keep all that shit.
Wow.
In the scholarship, they gotta keep that shit. Cause they got that football paying for it completely. They saying he, like,
They got one
he
D1.
just wanted some more money, bro. That's for sure.
They like that with no, bro.
That street shit, that shit tempting because that shit look cool and fun.
Yeah. Yeah, shit you ain't do.
Nah, bro, you go out the street, man.
If you grew
20
up
times, bro.
around-
Yeah, you grew around that shit, bro. Like that shit
You went
fun.
around
You
that
wouldn't
shit,
even
right?
notice it, bro. Like you wouldn't even notice it, bro. Like that shit ain't.
But if you grew up around and you ain't see nothing else but it, and you see these niggas got money, got cars, got the whole, like, you know,
It wasn't even about the money. I'm telling you, when you're young, bro, not even about the money. It really just about everybody else doing something.
everybody fuck with you, everybody fuck with them.
Had to do to pay the bills. So he started hustling on the side to support himself. He was living in between Houston and Louisville, selling weed while still playing football for SFA. But in 2016, his double life caught up with him when he got arrested for 12 pounds of marijuana and a bunch of cash. He was charged with drug trafficking, which disqualified him from his SFA scholarship. He was facing up to 10 years in prison, and to make matters worse, he also had a baby on the way. G found a good lawyer who was able to get the charge dropped down to a Class D felony. He spent 4 months on house arrest fighting the case, and eventually accepted a plea deal for 5 years of probation. But even though he dodged a bullet that time, the rapper's dreams of playing in the NFL was over. Now he was living back in Louisville with a son on the way and unable to find a job. So his business in the streets continued. But G said he always saw more for himself than just flipping drugs, which is why he went so hard as an athlete. Once he accepted the end of his football dreams, he picked up rapping to give himself another goal to work towards. He got inspired watching Lil Baby performing on live TV and told himself, if Baby can make it to that level coming from the streets, then maybe he can make it too. He was also inspired by hustlers turned rappers like Boosie, Gucci Mane, and Yo Gotti, and wanted to make genuine street music about the struggle he grew up in. He set up a home studio in his bathroom and started recording tracks while still on house arrest. He originally dropped music under the name Big G, but later changed it to Est Gee after forming a collective, Everybody Shines Together. He dropped his first song, Stains, in December 2017 and continued to release music consistently on YouTube, which helped him build a local fan base. He got off house arrest in May 2018, which allowed him to really start making moves, take his career.
Oh, see, the low cut. Oh, man, ugly hair.
You go back, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, they look the same.
And he look the same no more.
You
boy.
got money now, right now, click up.
Oh my boy. He'll never even go to that bird no more. That shit trash.
No, Paul when I say it, but bro, money make me look 10 times better, bro.
He took my pop.
Yeah, say that shit. But Wayne, he need to do something with that shit.
You said Lil Wayne.
You need to do something with that shit. That shit
I
sad.
need to do something with this shit over here.
Oh, we good over here.
I need to do something. That shit right there.
And Bates. He got off house arrest in May 2018, which allowed him to really start making moves, take his career to the next level. He dropped his first 2 mixtapes, El Toro and Die Bloody, in 2019. But just because his music career was taking off, ain't mean he left his old life behind. In September 2019, he got shot 5 times while shooting a music video. He was finishing up a video shoot with Detroit rapper Sada Baby. As they was leaving the location, they got ambushed by ops and shot at multiple times. G ended up getting hit in the stomach 4 times and once in his left eye. His brother also got hit in the leg. The bullet that hit him in the face ricocheted, then hit him in the eye on the way out. He had to have a full lens transplant and spent 2 weeks in the hospital recovering, but he got back most of his vision after the surgery. He had to have multiple surgeries on his eye to protect his vision, and also had to get about 50 staples taken out of his stomach. But for the most part, he's made a full recovery.
For real, like I was thinking, when I got shot, I was like, I'm not no real emotional person or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But I just had a son. So I was like, immediately in that moment, I was thinking about like, damn, that ain't fair, like my son, classic shit, like, they gonna grow that. But I thought I was already there.
If that wasn't bad enough, not long after the shooting, G's mom and brother both died in the same week. In March 2020, G's mother passed away after a long battle with leukemia. Then, a week later, his brother got killed in Louisville after getting shot 7 times. So, within like 6 months, the rapper almost lost his own life, then had to mourn the deaths of 2 of his closest family members.
I know you traumatized that shit, bro.
Traumatized me. I would have been sick, motherfucker. I probably never.
You almost died. Your mama died and your brother died. That shit.
Not even a week, month. Probably was sitting in the house.
That shit make it go
You
crazy.
gotta think about he got somebody to live for and shit like that. He got somebody to like bring him to. He got a son.
That shit fucked up.
But they don't know you'll be able to get through shit like that. But you got somebody to live for. Like that. But your mama and your brother, god damn.
Span 3 months. That shit crazy.
Months, the rapper almost lost his own life, then had to mourn the deaths of 2 of his closest family members. But all the pain and loss ain't slowed down his hustle, and he continued to drop music even while he was still recovering. In January 2021, he signed a deal with Yo Gotti's label, CMG, along with Interscope Records. Later that year, he was featured on Lil Baby's single, Real As It Gets, which peaked at number 34 on the Billboard Hot 100, which was G's first on the chart. He was also featured with another popular Louisville rapper, Jack Harlow, on the track Route 66. In an interview with No Jumper, G said that Louisville police even called Jack's manager and told him that they needed to keep Jack away from G because he's a danger to people around him. But Jack ain't listened and kept supporting G, and they even performed a song together live on Jimmy Kimmel. In July, he dropped his 5th tape, Bigger Than Life or Death, which featured artists like Future, Young Thug, Pooh Shiesty, and Lil Durk. The lead single from the project, Lick Back, peaked at number 89 on Billboard. So if G can remain focused and stay away from everything that's gotten his manager and business partners locked up, he's in a good position to take over the rap game. He's already got a loyal fan base and major connections in the industry. All he has to do is keep his head down and continue making music. Hopefully, Est has enough cash on deck to hire some good lawyers. Cause all it takes is one person locked up to tear down the whole operation.
This shit that make him go above the head. But he talking about ESTT gonna be up there with Young Boy and Baby.
I'm about to say,
Cut this shit out.
Unstacked 10 feet tall brain song, you shoot at.
That lit back.
Hit that.
I put you on.
Whoop.
But yeah.
Why you sound about cold?
No, that nigga just pissed me off. Talking about that nigga taking over. That's crazy.
That's all right, bro.
No, he been rapping since 2017.
But I'm saying, like, on the mouth, for real.
When Baby started?
2017.
Baby,
2017.
Baby don't rap about killing this shit no more.
2017. 2017. He
Yeah,
helped you.
that shit
He
interesting.
know
He
it.
rap about robbing and shit, right?
Shit
That's
interesting.
dope.
Best about selling dope.
I ain't know that nigga out from
You ain't
Louisville,
about
Kentucky. That nigga told me from goddamn St. Louis.
Ain't no same here. Only thing Baby rap about really was too crazy with him taking goddamn Jim.
Yeah, that was an interesting video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, play more videos, shit. Yeah.